Now, I want to show something really
good morning,
important.
Everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. We're going to go back to that shot. We're going to get back to, you and I did extensive research this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Put that up on the screen. Let's take a look at this one shot here. All right. Again. We're going to comb through it. Now remember, see the guy with the white straw hat right there at about, like, go towards like 9 o'clock ish, right? In the video right there. That's the angle that's directly straight at that building where those windows are open.
Yeah, see that?
All right. All right. And directly behind him is a straight shot, red carpet, right to President Trump. Okay. Right to President Trump. He's just at a very unique perspective. Now, I followed the line of sight as he was pointing towards those buildings. There is a tractor there with the tires lined up, facing that way, right? You see the tractor trailer? Oh, sorry. So I already showed it. All right. All right. So, that was the bloodied person. By the way, do you like today's top news headline? Tulsi Gabbard is now entering the potential 2024 independent bid. All right, there you go. Huh?
Well,
right?
Told you.
What?
Told you. You can't trust her.
I
don't know who's reporting that, but I find that...
somebody just said it in the chat room.
Oh, okay.
But,
no, I don't think she is.
Huh?
I mean, if it's just somebody saying that, that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, Joe Biden steps down. Oh, okay, great. All right. And Kamala Harris steps up. Oh, okay, great. It doesn't matter if they have a clown
that was
car.
JQ Public. JQ Public, where are you reading that at? Where are you seeing that?
Debbie.
Yeah.
It doesn't, my point is, here it is. Put them on the screen again. All right. Dumb and dumber. It's a Democrat fest. They're a bunch of communists. We need to kill communism on election day. That's what it's all about. It doesn't matter if they do a bait and switch, a younger person, older, but they're all a bunch of communists. They can do an older person, younger person. They're in complete and total disarray. Why? Because of MAGA. We're about to crush them into oblivion. All right, they're panicking. All right, back to our drone footage. Watch this, folks. Watch this drone footage, right? It'll give you just a couple of different perspectives here, right? That you may not have seen before. Watch. It'll zoom in at about the 1 o'clock-ish area. That's where President Trump's stage was. They're going to go in closer. This is the overall fairgrounds overhead. And there they go. Zooming up. In. And there we go. All right. You see that? Where the stage was? And there's those buildings. Oh, do they have the windows closed there? I wonder. They were open during the shooting. Maybe somebody closed them. I don't know. Fascinating, wasn't it?
Very.
Okay. Now, we're going to do a couple others. You ready? really pisses me off? There's no such thing, folks. I don't care if they're on different channels, okay? You know that there are county sheriffs near the stage, right? Get Trump off the stage, the shooter on a roof. Boom. That's all that had to happen. I want to hear all of the radio traffic. I want to hear second by second by second, even if they're all on different channels, because I'm going to tell you something right now. That's going to give us a look into what actually happened.
Right.
And it didn't. And people better go. This is a criminal. We're not just talking about the criminality of the shooters. We're talking about the criminal negligence, if not complicity, in the assassination attempt. And that begins here in about 15 minutes. We'll be following that because Miss Cheadle the Beetle is going to be testifying.
Yes.
Mark Morano will be joining me at the top of the hour, too, by the way.
Take a look at what happened.
Hold, when you're ready, on you. Ready? Move! Move! Go! Ready?
Okay, we are watching live at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where former President Trump was speaking on the stage. There has been some kind of disturbance that clearly sets law enforcement and Secret Service into motion, immediately jumping around the former president in a protective mode. The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by. You can hear some voices there saying, "Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go?" We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you. From what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
This is an extraordinary moment in US political history. His fist raised in the air. Now, the Secret Service has rushed Trump off the stage, and we're yet to hear exactly what has gone on there, but he looked like he was in some state of distress. And now you can see there the military now coming into that rally in Pennsylvania. This is quite an extraordinary situation.
Just hearing that the Secret Service are now saying that Donald Trump is safe.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. The Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it. Everybody.
President Trump's first reaction on Truth Social, quote, "I want to thank the U.S. Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country." Now, nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. He said, "I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong, in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America."
This evening we had what we're calling an assassination attempt against our former president, Donald Trump. It's still an active crime scene. As I mentioned, we have a number of agents on scene. We also are working closely with other federal agencies, our state partners, and our local police partners.
Blah, blah,
Let's
blah.
move on now, of course, James. Big few weeks in the US. So let's go to that now, because a damning report has revealed the US Secret Service denied Donald Trump additional security for 2 years before last weekend's assassination attempt.
Yeah, the Secret Service denied requests for more agents at events he attended. And can you believe this? They refused the request for more snipers at outdoor events, snipers that might have come in handy last Saturday.
And Donald Trump told Fox News he would have delayed his speech had Secret Service told him that there was a suspicious individual on the loose.
Yeah.
No one told you not to take the stage?
No, nobody mentioned it. Nobody said there was a problem. And I would have waited for 15. They could have said, let's wait for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, something. Nobody said, I think that was a mistake. How did somebody get on that roof? And why wasn't he reported? Because people saw that he was on the roof. I mean, you had Trumpers screaming, the woman in the red shirt. She was screaming, there's a man on the roof. And then other people said, there's a man on the roof who's got a gun. And that was quite a bit before I walked onto the stage. So you would have thought somebody would have done something about it.
It's interesting. Donald Trump has been very gracious towards the Secret Service, thanking them at the convention recently. This is the first time he's really sort of alluded to the fact that, hey, there are questions to be answered here. There's two things that happen simultaneously that are really interesting to me. The first is that we had an increase in rhetoric that was always going to result in someone attempting an attack on Donald Trump. He's Hitler, he's a fascist, he's a threat to democracy. That rhetoric had been ramping up for months, if not for well over a year, making the likelihood of an attack increasing. At the same time, you've got a strangling of resources available to Donald Trump. So you have to start to ask the question, was this intentional negligence on the part of the Secret Service? And it's pretty hard not to wonder whether or not that's the case, because there are so many gaps in this thing. It's not just one or two. There are numerous gaps.
There are so many gaps. And as we know, there were multiple witnesses, and even more witnesses have come forward this week saying that they saw this individual, the shooter, walking around, looking suspicious, climbing up on top of that sloped roof, as we know all about now. So there is enough evidence to suggest that they were alerted. The Secret Service certainly knew. Now, at this point, we don't know if it was the intentional, but you've certainly got to ask the question now. Donald Trump gave his speech to the Republican National Convention over the weekend, and you're right, he was quite gracious in what he said. He did thank the Secret Service. And we've all seen that image of Donald Trump at the end when he came up and he was like, fight, fight, fight. But ex-Secret Service men and women have now come out saying that the Secret Service didn't even protect him in that moment. They should have shielded him. They should have kept him down. And there was just failures, James, from the start to the end, no matter how you look at it.
They would have shielded him had they had some agents, tall,
available.
5'3". In fact, let's talk about the Secret Service, because they might have been more focused on protecting Trump if they weren't so distracted by diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Since Director Kimberly Cheetle was appointed 2 years ago, the agency's focused on recruiting new agents at Pride events and held in-house seminars talking about correct pronoun usage.
I mean, extraordinary. And during a 2022 agency podcast, they boasted the Secret Service had managed to recruit more transgendered people as a result of their presence at Pride events around the country. I just find this totally and utterly inept,
I find
James.
it totally predictable.
Well, it is predictable. I mean, but
Sad.
also, are we surprised? Two parts. Are we surprised Kimberly Cheetle, the same woman who said that, it was just an oversight because there was a sloped roof. The guy was on a sloped roof. We didn't see him. Two, she is Dr. Jill Biden's number one pick for the job, aka the woman who is actually running for the president of the United States right now. But during a 2022 agency podcast, the agency said, quote, that a pronoun seminar was needed to try and educate the workforce because some of this stuff, is cutting edge and new, and people may not be familiar with it. Well, look, We are talking, James, about life and death here. I don't care about if you are a they, them, a two-spirit, a gender florid. The enemies of the United States would be laughing at the Secret Service now because they would go, there are so many gaps in this agency.
Yeah, let's
on diversity and being friendly to each other and treading around the big issues.
Now let's laugh at the FBI, shall we?
You're watching The Pete Santilli Show.
Mike Lindell here, and like you, I see our country being destroyed daily. We face massive economic issues, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are people in power who threaten the values that have made our country great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest. So call Genesis Gold Group now at